Most people think liver fat comes from eating too much fat, but that's not the truth. The real cause is something that most doctors don't even talk about. And if you don't fix it, your liver will keep storing fat no matter how clean you eat. And now, if you've been struggling with belly fat, fatigue, or slow metabolism, there's a very high chance your liver is overloaded. And if that's the case, you're not going to lose weight, your energy won't come back, and over time it can actually lead to serious health problems. Yeah, but here's the good news. There's one food, a specific type of vegetable, that helps pull fat out of the liver, lowers inflammation, and activates your body's natural detox pathways. And it's something you can start eating today. This video, I'm going to walk you through what's really causing liver fat, why your body is storing it, and one best food to reverse it, backed by science. And I'll also tell you how much to eat, when to eat it, and why it works so well, especially if you're over 40. So stay with me until the end, because I promise you, this is going to change how you think about liver health, and it could be the turning point you've been looking for. Fatty liver is one of the most common silent health issues people are dealing with today, and the frustrating part is that many don't even know they have it. They might be tired, gaining weight around the midsection, or struggling with digestion, but when they go to their doctor, everything looks normal. However, underneath the surface, there's fat slowly accumulating inside the liver, interfering with hundreds of vital functions. Now here's where most people go wrong. They assume that because the liver is filled with fat, the cause must be eating too much fat. It sounds logical, but it's completely inaccurate. In reality, dietary fat is not the main driver of liver fat. The real culprit is a condition called insulin resistance. And this is where the science becomes very important to understand. Insulin is a hormone produced by your pancreas, and its main job is to regulate blood sugar. When you eat carbohydrates, especially refined carbs or sugar, your blood sugar rises, and insulin is released to shuttle that sugar into your cells. But when you consume too many carbs too frequently over time, your body becomes resistant to insulin. It stops responding the way it should. So what does your body do? It pumps out even more insulin in an attempt to force the sugar into the cells. Now you have chronically elevated insulin levels, and that's the beginning of fatty liver. High insulin tells your liver to start converting excess glucose into fat. That fat is then stored inside the liver cells. This is a process called de novo lipogenesis, which literally means a new fat creation. It doesn't come from the fat you eat. It comes from the sugar you consume. The more sugar and refined carbs in your diet, the more your liver gets overloaded and inflamed, leading to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And it doesn't take much. A glass of orange juice in the morning, some bread or pasta for lunch, a snack bar in the afternoon. It all adds up. Even if you're eating what most people consider a balanced diet, if it's loaded with frequent carbs, your insulin stays high all day. That keeps your body in fat storage mode and blocks fat burning. What makes it worse is that fatty liver itself contributes to more insulin resistance. So it becomes a vicious cycle. The more fat in the liver, the more insulin resistance you develop. The more insulin resistance you have, the more fat gets stored in the liver. Until you interrupt this cycle, it's almost impossible to burn fat efficiently or feel truly healthy. That's why the first step in reversing fatty liver is to lower your insulin. That means removing the frequent consumption of carbs and sugars and shifting your body into a state where it can burn fat for fuel instead of constantly storing it. Only then can the liver begin to release the fat that's been trapped inside. Once you begin to reduce the dietary triggers that are causing fat to accumulate in the liver, the next step is to actively support the liver's ability to detox and break down that stored fat. And this is where cruciferous vegetables come in, particularly kale. Kale is often thought of as just a trendy health food, but it's actually one of the most powerful liver-healing foods available. Cruciferous vegetables are a special group of plants that contain unique sulfur-containing compounds. These compounds have the ability to activate phase I and phase II liver detoxification pathways. These are the two main routes your liver uses to process and eliminate toxins, waste products, and excess hormones. When these pathways are working efficiently, the liver can better metabolize fat, reduce inflammation, and clean itself out. Kale stands out in this group because it's incredibly nutrient-dense. It's high in vitamins A, C, and K, as well as magnesium, calcium, and potassium. But its real power comes from compounds like sulforaphane and indole 3-carbinol, which have been shown in studies to reduce oxidative stress, lower liver enzymes, and even reverse early-stage fatty liver. What makes kale especially effective is that it doesn't just effluxiate the liver in the way some trendy detox products claim to do. Instead, it works at a cellular level to repair liver function. It improves bile flow, which is essential for breaking down fats. It enhances the function of glutathione, which is your body's master antioxidant, and it helps your liver process estrogen and environmental toxins, both of which can interfere with fat metabolism if not cleared properly. If your liver is sluggish or fatty, you're not going to metabolize fat well. Your digestion will be poor. You may feel bloated after meals or tired all the time. Adding cruciferous vegetables, especially raw or lightly steamed kale, gives the liver the tools it needs to start functioning again. It's like giving your liver a full toolbox rather than just asking it to do more with less. The chlorophyll in kale also supports liver detox by binding to heavy metals and toxins and helping carry them out of the body. This reduces the overall toxic load on the liver and allows it to focus on metabolizing stored fat rather than constantly playing defense against damage. It's not about just eating healthy in general, it's about eating strategically. Kale isn't just good for you. It's specifically good for your liver, which is at the center of your fat burning and metabolic health. The reason kale is the #1 food for reversing fatty liver isn't just because it's low in calories or high in fiber. It's because of 2 specific compounds it contains: indole, 3-carbinol, and sulforaphane. These are plant-based phytochemicals that have been extensively studied for their powerful effects on detoxification, hormone regulation, and fat metabolism, especially within the liver. Let's start with sulforaphane. This compound is formed when you chew or cut raw cruciferous vegetables. It's a natural defense molecule the plant produces, and in your body, it acts as a potent activator of NRF2. NRF2 is like the master switch for your body's internal antioxidant system. When it's turned on, your cells increase their production of detox enzymes, antioxidants, and protective compounds. In the liver, sulforaphane helps neutralize harmful toxins before they can damage liver cells. It also reduces inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which are major drivers of fat accumulation in the liver. Studies have shown that sulforaphane can directly reduce liver fat and even help reverse damage in cases of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Now let's talk about indole 3-carbinol. This compound is especially important for hormone balance, and that's a key piece of the liver fat equation that most people overlook. The liver plays a major role in metabolizing estrogen. When the liver is sluggish or congested, estrogen builds up, and excess estrogen can promote fat storage, not just in the belly or hips, but inside the liver as well. Indole 3-carbinol helps your liver break down and clear excess estrogen from the body. It converts potent, potentially harmful forms of estrogen into weaker, more beneficial ones. That means less hormonal fat storage, better fat metabolism, and a more balanced internal environment. These 2 compounds work together to reduce the toxic burden on your liver, support efficient fat breakdown, and restore normal liver function. When you consume kale regularly, especially in raw or lightly cooked form, you're feeding your liver the exact nutrients it needs to initiate deep internal healing. Most people are trying to burn fat through exercise or by cutting calories. But if the liver is still fatty and inflamed, those efforts don't go very far. Your liver controls the entire fat-burning process, from hormone balance to bile production to toxin removal. Supporting it with the right foods, like kale, activates a completely different level of fat loss. One that happens from the inside out, not the outside in.